Today, I'm pulling up my spreadsheet and showing you guys the real, full-on, raw view. Hey guys, Jessica here. So before jumping into it, really quick call out that we're Uprise. We're a fintech company that puts together personalized Wall Street level financial plans completely free. And we take a look at people's specific situations and help them figure out how to optimize. So this is a lot of what we do, which is helping people figure out how to budget, how to save for goals in the future, how to optimize for taxes and pay off student loans, stuff like that. So if you'd like to get your free plan, definitely check us out and sign up in the link below. It's in the description. And also, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. It really, really helps small channels like ours. Okay, so getting back to it. I have to say before getting started that I'm kind of embarrassed by this. Like, I've seen a lot of other people's videos where they share their spreadsheets and it's like super complex and built out and beautiful. And mine isn't like that. It's kind of simple. And, a lot of people have asked me, hey, can you share your system? Can you share your spreadsheet? And I've just been, pushing back on that. And finally, I was like, why? Why am I so hesitant about sharing my spreadsheet? And part of this has always been like, what are people going to think about my system, but also, how much money I spend? And people always feel super guilty just about budgeting always. It doesn't even matter how much you spend. People are constantly feeling guilty. And I'm definitely no exception. Like sharing with you guys my numbers, like, are you going to judge me for how much money that I spend and this kind of stuff? And so there's a piece of that. But I keep questioning this, which is like, if all of us were more open about our finances, that probably would be really good for mental health and we don't have to keep bottling this up inside. And another part of this is that I don't think there's necessarily an exact right answer for how you manage your budget. You've probably seen from some of my other videos that, like, for a lot of finance topics, I think there's a specific right answer. Like, the numbers show that this way is better, so you should go that way. However, for budgeting, I think it really depends on the specific situation, the way people like to manage their stuff. Like, some people get super into the details, specific transactions, categorize it and look at all those charts. And then some other people are like, I don't need a spreadsheet at all. I'm just going to look at the balance once a month. And all of this is okay as long as it's working for you. So here I am. I'm pulling off the Band-Aid. I'm going to show you guys my spreadsheet, my real numbers, my system, and nothing edited. And I just want to say, this is one person's way of doing things. I hope it's helpful for you. All right, let's jump into it. All right, guys, this is it. This is my spreadsheet. Pretty simple, has 2 tabs. I'll walk through this in a bit, but just quick call out. I use, this is, as you can see, it's an Excel spreadsheet, but I've switched over to Google Sheets a long time ago for 2 reasons. A, Google Sheets is great, and B, it's free. I'm a huge fan of free. And then the other thing is, like, you could probably see, this was called 2018 Ongoing Finances, and I've never changed the name. Mainly because I thought in 2018 that this would just be a really quick exercise, and here I am, 2022, still using the same system. And as I mentioned here, 2 tabs, which basically means I use this Excel spreadsheet for 2 main goals, and these goals are, or 2 main purposes. The first one is the checking account. I manage all of my money through one checking account, and so by managing what's going in and out of my checking account, I have a view pretty much of my entire finances. And I'll explain that more in a bit. And then the second purpose is this goals tab, which is basically saying how much am I adding to my income, or how much am I adding to my savings and net worth, and how much am I taking away out of it? How much am I spending out of it? And so starting off with this checking account tab, this literally tracks every single transaction that happens in the checking account. And so as you can see, like, rent comes out of it, utilities, every single one of our credit cards. We've got a bunch of credit cards. Also, there's a line for random. Sometimes, we go and take cash out of the bank or stuff like that. Also, our income that goes in. So credits are all of the deposits or money that's added into the account. Debits are all of the things that's all the transactions where, we're withdrawing money from the account. And the main purpose here is actually that I want to make sure I'm not overdrawing the account, that I'm keeping a close eye on the things that are happening inside the checking account. And so basically down here, so everything that's highlighted in yellow are transactions that have already happened. I like go into my Chase app regularly and I take a look like, okay, the 153.59 has come out, and then I mark it as yellow. And everything in white has not come out yet. And so I have whenever I receive the bill, I set everything up on auto pay, right? And I already make a note that, okay, this 387.11 is going to come out soon. I've already budgeted for that. I know that it's coming out and it's not going to overdraw my account. And then down here, you can see that these numbers here are very specific, whereas these numbers here are starting to they're more rounded. And so on an ongoing basis, like into March and April, I haven't received those credit card bills yet. And I kind of know roughly month to month that the Amazon card is going to come out around $500 or whatever it is. And then I have an estimate here. And what's happening is you could see like this blue bar is a formula. Transfer from savings. So basically it means that if I'm going to run low this month, I need to transfer some extra money over into the checking account from my savings account. And this basically calculates the lowest point that I'm going to get to. I try to make sure that I always have a minimum of $2,000 in the account. It takes into account any the income that's coming in, right? And I never go below $2,000. And so it just gives me, this formula gives me, okay, I need to transfer, $163.48 from my savings into my checking in order not to overdraw. Okay, so what else about this? The way I manage it is like, if I need more rows, I just highlight the entire month from the blue bar down to the income, and I just keep pasting additional lines below it. And so I have more lines. And the formula, in this formula, it always copies down. So that's all automatic. Also, the formula for balance copies through too. So you can see like it takes into account new credits, debits, so things that have added as well as subtracted from the balance. And also I have this transfers column, which is to say like, hey, if I'm just transferring money in and out and I don't want it to impact how I see the rest of my spend, that goes into the transfers column. And that's pretty much it. I feel like in general, it's just really good to see the transactions coming in and the transactions coming out, right? Because sometimes I'll see, for example, a credit card bill that is unusually high for the month. And that is just a good reminder, hey, I should go and double check that credit card, make sure the transactions are looking to be in good shape. Also, whenever there's like a discrepancy where like I feel like I've got all the transactions taken into account, but then the balance doesn't match up with what my Chase app is showing, that's also a really good thing to sort of like dig in, like what's going on, were there one-off things happening out of the account, this kind of stuff. Okay, and then the second tab is probably more useful from a budgeting perspective, which is I can see my total spend in a particular month, as well as net of income, like how much is this drawing down on my savings or adding to my savings. All of these positive numbers here are actually drawing down from my savings. So you guys can literally see, like, I started working full-time on Uprise in February of 2020, and from February 2020 until today, I have drawn down from savings of $125,000. I mean, I'm a startup founder. My husband's a startup founder. It's brutal. And we live in the Bay Area. So as you can see, like we're spending between like 11,000 and even up to like 14,000, et cetera, a month. And my goal, since I started working on this full time, like 2 years ago, is to try to get to break even. And it was pretty amazing for February that we were able to, for the first time, get to some savings. But basically, like we were burning a ton in the beginning. I started paying myself a salary in around July of last year, and my husband was able to get a raise like recently, and so like finally there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So fingers crossed that we can turn these into negative numbers, or actually positive numbers soon. But that's it. That's my situation. And I hope that like for a lot of you guys, like that these numbers are actually positive or negative. And it's a really good indicator to see if Are you spending within your means? If you're not paying attention, right, it's really easy for you to be drawing down on savings and not even realize it. And so this is just a really good check to see, okay, am I adding to my net worth or am I taking away from my net worth? And just, it's okay, right? Like for us, we made the deliberate decision that we're going to draw down on savings. And as long as you know why, and as long as you have a plan, that's the most important thing, as long as you're aware of what's going on. And honestly, that's probably the main goal of this spreadsheet for me. It's just awareness of where my finances sit, how much we're spending in aggregate. I'm not the kind of person who's like digging into specific categories or specific transactions. In general, I just want to know like, where are we at a high level? And every once in a while, actually, separately from these spreadsheets, is like my husband and I will just go and take a look at our transactions and say, okay, we've like let our subscriptions get a little bit out of control. Let's cancel this one or that one, that kind of stuff. And so then the way this system works, these two spreadsheets, they work in conjunction with my payroll. And so let me switch over to that. So this is my payroll. We use JustWorks for pay. So every single paycheck, it's not like all of the money goes into my checking account. The first thing that I do is that some money is going into my HSA, into my investments, into building up my emergency fund. I have specific goals that I want to hit, and that is going straight out of my paycheck into those accounts first. I never even see that money in my checking account. And so I know I'm saving, I know I'm on track for those goals, and then the rest of the money, the leftover money, goes into my checking account. And then I can see, right, from the extra money that's left over in my checking account, that's my safe to spend money. And as long as my safe to spend money, as long as I'm break even, then I'm in a really good shape. And that's my goal for this year. You guys can see I'm trying to get to break even and working really, really hard at it. And that's it. If this was helpful at all, I made a blank version of this. It's very simple and link to it in the description below. So you're welcome to make a copy of it. And also, please leave a comment. If there are any spreadsheet tips that you have, things that have worked for you, I'd really, really love for this to be a dialogue. Also, if you'd like more support with personal finances, definitely check us out. We're Uprise, as I mentioned. We put together Wall Street level personalized financial plans completely and 100% for free. So any questions around budgeting, about retirement, employer benefits, student loans, whatever it is, we'd be happy to help. And on average, we've put $100K back into people's pockets. Other than that, if you'd like to see more videos like this one, please give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and click the bell for notifications. See you guys next time.